Hey, what's up, Cap Risings? This is Astro Dim here, doing the Astro Tarot spread for Cap Rising September 2018. I already shuffled the cards, so now I'm just gonna cut them and we'll start from there, okay? Aries, Taurus. Card's been doing that a lot, so that might mean something for you, Caps. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. So weird. Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cat. Okay, I'm gonna pick up from the bottom first and then go for the top. Okay. Um, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So, the overall energy for Cap Risings, Three of Cups. Yay, y'all! That's lit. Then from the top, Chariot, Word, the Hermit, Page of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Just to let you know, I don't do reversals. King of Pentacles, Strength, the Tower. Ooh. Four of Cups, Ace of Wands, Judgment, the Moon, the Page. Okay, just making sure that you guys could see all the cards. Okay, yep, it looks like you can. All right. Yep, y'all can see the tower, right? Okay. So, Three of Cups, you are celebrating something. You are having an emotional joy right now. And it's funny because I remember looking at some of the readings for Capricorns, and they are saying that we're celebrating something. I'm a Capricorn sun, but what I've been seeing it mostly is for astrology folks. And you know, the folks in astrology, they when they read for a sign, they're reading it for their ascendant. They're reading as if it's their first house, right? And so I feel like that's true. That Capricorn risings is celebrating something, or you're having you just accomplished something, and now you're doing the celebration part of it. So you have just an emotional joy, and you're gathering of people that are close to you around, and it's lit for September. So if this hasn't happened to you yet, it's probably going too soon. Another thing too is that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, actually my cousin told me this, that the Three of Cups can reminds her of witchcraft, because if you remember in the Rider Waite, there's three women with cups raising it up in the air. They kind of dressed in quote unquote gypsy clothing, quote unquote, please. And then, it's a little bit tricky. So I don't know if you guys are dabbling into something or what, but yeah, that's what's up. That's what's going on with you guys. Or someone might be doing it for you, but for the betterment of you. So who knows? The chariot for the first house is very, very interesting. The chariot for the first house means that you are moving forward with something. You are being emotionally motivated and driven to do something, and now you're moving forward with it, which is nice. The chariot card is represented by Cancer, so you might be moving forward with a relationship because Capricorn risings, Cancer is your seventh house. You know what I mean? And especially seeing the Tower card here, I feel like I feel like you might be moving forward with a breakup, and moving forward with your new life, or moving forward with just a transformative relationship. So even if you're not breaking up, um, you're ready to transform your relationship, for better or for worse, for whatever. You know what I mean? So I can see that. But whatever it is that you're moving forward with, or whatever that's transforming in your life, you're just happily pushing forward. Like, yep, I got to do this. I'm emotionally motivated, and I'm pushing forward to do this thing. And again, since it's Cancer, emotions are involved. So you feel your intuition's telling you have to go, so you're going. The first house represents personality, persona, and appearance. So maybe you're tired of putting this facade up. You're tired of having to feel like you have to wear a mask, and you're just going to move forward and kind of be yourself, be your authentic emotional self. You're gonna just lay out your emotions and do what you want to do what you think is right, not do what you think people think you're supposed to be doing. And that could be why you're celebrating too. So that's dope. Pluto and Capricorns in y'all's first house, Cap risings. Um, Again, that whole transformation deal, Capricorn um, and Pluto and Capricorn, that's literally represents transformation, empowerment, emotionally bonding, and transforming and rebirth and turning into one, and all that like deep kind of twin flamey type of love, type of energy in general. Having the tower right across from it, which literally means, shaking things up and transforming it. Hey, I really feel like this is connected to a relationship, y'all. But it could be just in general you trying to find empowerment through authority. You standing up for yourself, standing up for to be self-assured, to be able to be the self that you want to show, not what people want you to show, and within yourself is going to be really strong here. So big transformation is happening with your appearance, with your physical body, with your personality, with your persona. You're changing. You're definitely changing here. Saturn here too. Again, this is you stepping into authority. So this is good. This is actually a good Saturn month for you because Saturn represents restrictions, but it's not really restrictions like that. It represents is again stepping into authority, and it's in Capricorn. So it's stepping into authority doubled, but it's also stepping into authority to get the status and recognition that you want. You're going to want people to look at you in a certain status, in a certain way. You want to have a certain reputation. You want people to look at you and know you are of something. And so it looks like you are pushing forward and saying, listen, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what I feel like is the best thing to do intuitively. And I'm pushing forward. I'm not having the restrictions anymore. And that's the thing with Saturn I want to say to y'all is that Saturn's about, again, standing up for taking your authority, standing up, getting that status and reputation that you deserve. The only reason why there's restrictions are going the wrong way, and Saturn's trying to stop you from playing yourself. You get what I'm saying? And so that's why it kind of creates these barriers. It's trying to actually help you. It's just being a tough parent. So don't be so mad at Saturn, please. Saturn's cool. Second house, the Hermit card popped off. Some people don't want to hear the truth, man. The Hermit card, right? This means that you are definitely being more seclusive. And you're doing this because you feel like you need to be spiritually and physically feel like you're a bit off kilter here. It could be because of this transformation that you're going through, but regardless, you feel like you need to be a little bit more zen, a little bit more centered, so you're kind of being a little bit more reclusive so you can work on your self-worth, work on your self-confidence, okay? You feel like, your confidence is a little bit off. You feel like that you don't see yourself as worthy as you feel like you should. You notice that your self-worth is a little bit off, so you're being reclusive and you're working on that, okay? You could be doing that with money too. You could be going through something financially, or you could be just wanting to save. And so now what you're doing is you're holding back, staying at home, being reclusive, kind of reflecting on your finances and saving up. And you're kind of just chilling. You're not really doing that much. You're working on yourself and you're working on your finances here. Aquarius is y'all's second house, right? And Mars is in Aquarius right now. And Mars in Aquarius, like I said in all these videos, represents you being fixed on a thought. You're motivated and driven by your thoughts. And Aquarius is fixed, so you're fixed on that thought. But the thing is, it's like brainstorming energy because you're not just fixed on one thought, you're compartmentalizing the thoughts and kind of breaking it down and breaking those thoughts down. And so say that your main thing you're thinking about is astrology. So you're going to be like, okay, I want to talk about derivative astrology, traditional astrology, modern astrology. And then like you just brainstorm and break things down and down and down, and you're just stuck on your thoughts and motivated by what you're thinking and your thought process. And so that's what you're doing. You're using that logical energy to reflect on your finances and reflect on your self-worth. Okay. Third house is the page of that you are being self-expressive when you communicate, self-expressive with your thoughts, creative with your communication and creative with thoughts. You are kind of just living free. A little bit like that Aries sort of Leo energy, but more Aries energy where you're being impulsive, doing what you feel like you need to do. This guy's literally on peppers, like he's on a pepper branch. Peppers are hot. And so, you know, it might be not the best thing to be walking on a pepper branch or whatever, but that's what he wants to do. And so you're kind of like taking risk to be creative, to be self-expressive, to be who you want to be, to follow your passions. And you're doing this through communicating, and you're doing this through your thoughts, and you're doing this by expressing yourself in your community. And this could be representing a younger sibling of yours too, that they have this energy and they're kind of inspiring you to communicate and think in a different way, a more creative way. Pisces is in here, so that means that's Neptune, and Neptune is currently retrograde right now. And with Neptune retrograding, again, I've been saying this in all the readings too. Neptune retrograding means that we are a bit disillusioned with our first, with our like intuition, because we're mixing logic with intuition. Where intuition needs to be pure emotion. Intuition is the way that we communicate with unseen forces, with God, with our ancestors, with our guides, right? And what Neptune retrograde is trying to do is they create these disillusioned scenarios so we can pick it apart and strengthen our intuition so we can communicate with them better. This is the opportunity that they're giving us, especially with Neptune being in Pisces. We have to really, really be more in tuned. It's really, really important for these people who are living right now to be have a stronger intuition. Not because Neptune is retrograde. Neptune always retrogrades every year, but it's because Neptune is retrograding in Neptune, okay? We have to really connect with the unseen world. It's very important for the universal consciousness to ascend, okay? Acting creatively because we're thinking of different ways to communicate with different types of people. We're not just being stuck in one way of thinking or one way of being. We're just using our creative thoughts to communicate and think differently. So it's good energy here. Fourth house, Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles is interesting. What it reminds me of is kind of like you kind of this is kind of like I see the bread as like the prize, right? But it's not forgetting where it came from with these like vines and shit, right? You know, it came from like the bread eventually came from a plant, wheat, and but you actually see like what the final product came from with those vines. You know what I mean? And so with that energy, what I see it kind of as like Capricorn in the fourth a little bit, where it's important to take some authority within your home, within your family life, and also within your emotions. But it's also too like you need to be reflective on where you came from, how you started, and if you have this like goal, it's what it's saying is you need to be a little bit more reflective on you know, how did you get to where you are right now, to see what do you need to do to get where you want to go. You get what I'm saying? So it seems like you have to go back to the drawing board, reflect on how you got to where you are and what you need to do to get to where you need to go emotionally, because again we're talking about the fourth house. This could be dealing with family endeavors too. Aries is the fourth house, and Chiron is in here. Chiron is extremely reflective energy because Chiron represents your childhood traumas. And with Chiron being in Aries, the big connection here is that you're reflective over. Sorry, these birds are so loud. Anyways, with Chiron being in Aries, generally we're being self-reflective over childhood traumas that we had, dealing with our parents, our personality, and our persona, and just ourself in general. How we've been ridiculed and made feel like we don't have assurance within ourselves. You know what I mean? And so it's you know, connecting all that together. Maybe it was our family life that caused us to not be feeling so like self-assured. You know what I mean? We just need to reflect on our past to really get to fully understand it and our emotions that are connected to it to move forward in our future. Okay. um, Fifth house, King of Pentacles. You're being really stable with your self-expression. You're kind of having this vibe of like, I said what I said and I'm sitting in it and you have to deal. That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling here. But also too, like the King of Pentacles, you know, you said what you said, but with good reason, because the King of Pentacles is mature and practical. So it's not like you're coming out the woodworth saying like some crazy ass shit. You know what I mean? You're actually saying something that's worthy of being said. You're being self-expressive, and there's some like evidence backing you up for it. And your creativity too is something that's worth looking at, worth just moving forward with, worth expressing. Okay. This could be too that you are like, you know, this card reminds me a little bit of more of Capricorn, but it kind of reminds me of Taurus too. And it's actually Taurus is y'all's fifth house, and so you can be also stomping your foot down, right, and being like, listen, I'm gonna enjoy myself, because Taurus is all about like the Venusian vibes. So it's like, I'm gonna enjoy myself, and there's nothing you can do about it. But another thing that I see too, since your Uranus is in y'all's, it's all originality with your quirkiness and weirdness. You're having a full exception of it, because you know Uranus is retrograde, so we've been really, really reflective on our weirdness, our originality, our quirkiness, what makes us different. And now, you know, we're finally accepting it. And Uranus is about to go direct in January, so we're being more and more accepting of it, and we're just sitting on it and letting it stew, and learning to be proud of our weirdness, our and authenticity. You get what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to our creativity. With having a Taurus in the fifth house, that makes you super duper creative, but you stand strong with your creativity though. So it's interesting energy for sure. Strength card for the sixth house, right? This kind of shows me that you're balancing your work life, balancing your everyday task, your routine life, and all that. You know, you notice this is kind of like a sense of balance, because she is gentle enough to have this bird on her hand and strong enough to pet a lion, right? It's kind of like this balance of masculinity and femininity, and understanding the polarity and duality, and kind of being strong with it. And when you think about Leo, they're very self-expressive, but they are quite balanced in their expression, if that makes sense, because they don't mind, you know, because they're self-expressive, they don't mind like kind of expressing their anger, but they don't mind expressing their sadness, they don't mind expressing their happiness. They're just generally expressive beings, expressive energies, you know what I mean? So that's the whole balancing act here. But what I see mostly, honestly, is that you know, you're finding a balance and you're being strong when it comes to your everyday tasks. Maybe your work environment is a lot and is kind of stressing you out, and you're being strong enough to handle it. Or maybe you just have a lot of duties and tasks and they're freaking you out too. You just having strength within that. You know, the strength card, energy, so it could be a Leo that is around, kind of causing you to have to work so hard. But it also, too, what another thing I can see is you're bringing creativity into your everyday life. You're bringing fun into your everyday life. You're bringing romance to your everyday life. So I see that as well. Gemini's here. Gemini doesn't have any planets. In no, not Gemini. Gemini? Yeah, Gemini's here. Are they all right? Hold on, wait. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus. Yep, Gemini's there. Sorry. Um, Cancer. Yeah, duh. I should have known that. Sorry. Um, the Tower card for the seventh house. Something is shaking up your relationships, whether they're romantic, platonic, or business relationships, or it could be an open enemy that is just shaking up your world, messing up ways for you to build relationships yourself, um, shaking up ways for you to kind of relate with people and in general. So that's happened, that's a relationship, and you're just like, It's just a lot. It's just a lot of energy. It's a lot of change. It's forced change, and you feel like you're not ready for it, but you are. So keep pushing. You'll be good. Okay. Yeah. Can There's no planets in Cancer too, but yeah, something is up, shaking you up. Is either like a close or best friend, a romantic relationship, a business relationship, something platonic, but it's someone that you vibe with, that you're really compatible with, that you consider close. Okay. Um, Eighth house has the Four of Swords here. I feel like that. The eighth. Let me first say this: the eighth house represents intimacy, emotional binding relationships, death, transformation, shared worth, that type of energy. You're closing. You're being quite fixed, all right? But you're being a bit closed-minded with certain thought processes and thoughts you have, right? And you're closing yourself in your communication too. Someone probably has hurt you, maybe someone that's connected to the seventh house here, and you're just like shutting out. And you're using this little box of your thoughts to process them. You're being fixed, or you're being a little stubborn, but you're being stubborn so people can like leave you alone, and then you can process your emotions and process your thoughts, okay? And again, this is connected to maybe some intimate relationship that you're in, whether romantic or platonic, anyone that you're emotionally bonded with. And it's also connected to shared worth and intimacy. So, shared worth is connected to like inheritances, shared money, class action suits, debt, finances, investments, stuff like that. Money that you didn't quite earn, but it's just given to you. Okay. Like I just had a thought. Like it could be even like, say your spouse has some money, got a new like a new job, or got into some money. Um, they want to spend money one way, you want to spend money another way. You totally agree, and so now you're shutting them out. Something like that. You know. It's a sword for the ninth house. Is dope. It's basically you're cutting old ways of thinking, so the new way of thinking that you just brought in can come in and flourish, right? So, you know, um, I feel like that you like probably learned about a new philosophy, a new way of thinking. You picked up a new religion, or just a new way of thinking, and it's really blew your mind. And now you're ready to kind of implement this into your life, so you can have a better and new life. You may even have a new opportunity to travel, go to a different place, travel to a different land, take in a different culture, learn a different language, and you're excited about the new beginning. So that's sweet. To kind of go back here, Leo is in the eighth house. Leo is fixed energy, so it's funny that it's the whole fixed energy is kind of going along. You know what I mean? North Node is in Leo right now, and so this experience that you're going through, where you're shutting yourself in, is actually a part of your life path. You need to be reflecting on intimate relationships right now, okay? And then here with the Ace of Swords, um, Virgo is in here. So Virgo right now, as you know, is currently the Sun and Mercury is in Virgo, and then later on in the month it's going to move to your 10th house, right? So this is saying that you're doing the right path. You're supposed to be thinking, and you're supposed to have all your attention on different philosophies, different beliefs, different cultures, and like kind of learn about different philosophies that's out in the world, so you can see what resonates with you and implement it into your life. Okay. Um, and the cool thing is your ninth house is Virgo, and so you're really being detailed oriented and seeing like, okay, what's really going to resonate with me. You're like have like a magnifying glass, checking if there's anything funny that you can like exit out. You know what I mean? But this new thought process is really invigorating to you. You're really excited about it. Um, your 10th house is the Judgment. And so when it comes to your career status and reputation, you basically got a key of knowledge, a key of information and you're excited about it and you're just fluttering it away, and now it's up to you to make that decision on how you're going to go about it. Okay, so this is a great card to have for your 10th house. Is career, status, reputation. It seems like this is really going to turn on when the Sun and Mercury is going to hit into Libra towards the end of the month. So you're going to probably get this key then, okay? Or you probably got the key now, and it takes until when the Sun is in Libra and the Mercury is in Libra. You're going to see. Okay, 11th is the Moon card. Okay, so you're being quite. You probably went through some emotional sadness or something that caused you to be quite emotional with your friends. The Moon card is not the best card to have because it's more on the sad or angry or upset side of your emotions. So you know. Maybe you experience some weird things with your friends, with your network, with non-immediate family members, and you are not feeling it. And the thing is, the Moon card represents, it's connected with Pisces, right? And Pisces is, all about intuition and connecting with the spirit world and stuff. So you're it's not just you feeling sadness. You're feeling intuitive about something, and it's not making reclusive energy awkward, but you're like, I'm just not liking how this is going. But your 11th house is ruled by Scorpio, and with it being ruled by Scorpio, Jupiter and Venus is here. And with Jupiter represents philosophies, beliefs, travel, religion, and stuff like that. And so it could be that, like, honestly, that you this is what I'm seeing. You picked up a different philosophy, this whole philosophy idea, right? About intimacy, relationships, twin flames, like just intimate emotional bonding, right? And maybe your friends are not with it, and maybe your friends are judging you for it, and you're not feeling good about that, right? But the thing is, Venus isn't here, so it's just like this. Learning about this information is desirable to you. You feel like it can really enhance your life, enhance your self-worth, enhance your money, enhance your relationships. But your friend's not down with it, and they're acting pretty judgmental with it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case here, okay? And then lastly, the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is such a lovely page. You have the two best pages in this reading. But the Page of Pentacles is that you're being quite practical, and you still have that childlike wonder when it comes to spirituality and when it comes to your self-undoing. You're willing to learn and to take the practical steps to excel spiritually and to learn more about your self-sabotaging ways and how to fix it. But it's just the perfect, like, earth energy because again, like, you're smart, you're practical, you have common sense, but you're still enjoying yourself, you're still having fun, you're still living carefree, and you're just open to see things and discover things, and you're not just being so cautious like a typical earth sign. So it's such a really good card to have when it comes to spirituality, because we have to have no fear. We have to know that we're always protected and we are powerful ourselves. um, and so kind of having this fear practicalness to you while you discover spirituality, bueno. Okay, bueno. So I see this why you're celebrating, honestly. You know, you're comfortable in your creativity. You're kind of going through this transformation with this relationship that you're having. And yeah, it was probably rocky, but now you're feeling good about it. You have new philosophies and beliefs. And you found something that really can help build your career, build your reputation, build your status, right? And so you do have some cards that you're like, yeah, it's a little annoying. I have to work on this. But overall, you feel good about this month. You're celebrating, you're enjoying it, okay? So, yeah. And kind of seeing these two together too. The new way, new philosophy or way of being or believing could be connected to magic. So I don't know if you guys are into that, but I just wanted to add that part, okay? But yeah, that's my reading for Capricorn Risings for September 2018. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, care, and all that good stuff. I would appreciate and astrology. I did season 1. I didn't do season 2 like I was supposed to, but I'll do season 2 this weekend. I promise. I had a really busy week, like past few weeks, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Also, if you're interested in the reading, all the information will be in the description box below. And check out a kid on Patreon. I got some exclusive shit there, and it's dope. All right. Love y'all. Peace.